Welcome back, guys. Today's video is long overdue. It's been about a year since we did one of these videos, and we're going to try to make a point to do these videos and answer questions in video format. So today's video, we're going to go over, the solar, the house build, our personal lives, and the family, with going over the entire building and all that good stuff.
Yeah, and before we get started, we wanted to give a shout out to Jessica and Andy Bryant. We hope that you are out there and seeing this video. We know that you guys have been going through a really tough time over the past year, and ever since we saw your post, you guys have been on our hearts. So we're thinking of you, and if you see this video, or if any of you guys out there know them personally and can get in touch with them, please send us an email. We'd really like to send you a package, just something that you can have with you and know that we have your back and we're thinking of you. Yep. So one more thing before we get going, we would like to thank Ariat for partnering up with us. It's always nice to have a company come and step up to help support us in making these videos and the time and effort that we put into them. They sent us each a really awesome pair of boots, which I don't have mine on today. I've still got my old ones. You don't have yours on either. Nope, we're in the old ones. They're still in good shape. They last a while, you know? Yes, so I'm keeping mine safely boxed away for a while now. If you guys know us, you know that we've been wearing Ariat for years. They last a long time. We can stand behind that brand. So Ariat, thank you. And if any of you guys are in the market for a pair of boots, then there is 10% off of your first order using the link in the description below. Yep. All right, okay. So let's get started with all the questions. Okay, so being that we did do a Q&A like a year and a half ago, we're gonna try and avoid those same questions that were on that one, just to not waste your guys' time. We can link in the description below the video for the first Q&A we did, and also the
hey, Chucky. That's the dog. Chuck is in the way, you know?
He's completely... I'm
not sure what happened to him. Look at him. He's like covered.
He's gray.
Sorry, I had to shoot the dog away, walking through the leaves.
Rustling all those leaves. Okay,
yeah, it wasn't Aaron, I promise. You all sound the same, but go ahead. Okay.
So we are going to try and not answer the same questions that we did in the last Q&A that we did. We also have a video on like how we got to be debt-free, our whole mindset on that, our background, that sort of thing. So just to not waste your guys' time in this video, and so we can get to new questions, we are just going to leave the links for those two videos in the description or the first comment below, so you can kind of go back and watch that video if you haven't already seen it. But for today, we have new questions. Okay. Okay, so first one, what made you guys want to live this lifestyle? Like the being off-grid, homeschool, raising your own food, all that good stuff.
The original plan was not living off-grid, it wasn't. We started out years back at a different house, raising chickens, raising meat birds, raising hogs also, or pigs, and doing all that. And we realized real quick that we've outgrown our property. Yeah. And we wanted to start a full-fledged farm and start farming for a living and doing that. Yeah, it all literally started with 6 chickens. Yes. And a chicken coop build, and it slowly grew from there. And as time went on, we were like, okay, well, you know, you've got the hang of raising these chickens as egg layers. Why don't we try producing some of our own meat? And then we moved on to like meat chickens, and then larger livestock like pigs. And as we grew in raising our own food, we also outgrew the land, and we started to crave more self-sufficiency. Yes. In homeschooling, we were both public school kids, so that was definitely a leap for us. Yep, but Erin, when I met her, she was a middle school teacher, so she's actually qualified to be teaching the kids. Yes, and I was comfortable, but I will say, I think that as a parent, that you know your kids best, so you don't necessarily need to have like a degree in teaching to be qualified to teach your kids, but that gave me a sense of comfort, because I kind of knew what to expect. But with our kids, we knew that we were going to homeschool them from the start. It just felt like natural and the right decision for us. You know, there's lots of benefits to it, because we can just go at their pace of learning. So if they're struggling in one subject or one specific topic, we can slow down and cover that with them. There's a lot of flexibility, a lot of just them being able to explore and have their own freedom. I mean, we want freedom. Yeah. They want freedom. Follow their interests. There's tons of pros. So it just felt like the natural and right fit for us. Okay, next question. What has been your source of strength? What has kept you close in marriage through the stress of this huge project and life transition? Well, with me and Aaron, it's a lot of laughter. You guys know that. Yes, we're always joking around, playing, having fun. That's the biggest thing for our relationship, doing that.
Yeah.
I know whenever I guess April Fool's comes around, I'm
hazed.
Yeah, bad. I remember one year, let's go over 1 year real quick. This is probably 3 or 4 years ago. I wake up in the morning, I go ahead and I hit the handle of my truck. There's Vaseline on the door. I open my sandwich, eat the sandwich during lunch. There's sand in the sandwich. There's mustard inside the muffin she made me too, right? I come home, take a shower. She put a bouillon beef cube in the shower head. So it smelled awful. Okay, I get out of the shower, I'm brushing my beard, blow drying the beard so it's nice and straight. She actually put flour inside the blow dryer, so
it was
flour
so
on my
good.
face.
I mean, it was just such a fun day, especially for Josh.
For you, and then you half-sheeted me at the end of the night. If you know what that is, whatever.
I did.
So
we like to play around with each other.
A lot of games,
we just have fun with each other, and I know that not everybody's relationship is like that. We're a little bit buck wild,
we have fun.
Slightly inappropriate.
Yep.
But we have fun. I mean, we obviously get each other. And
yeah, and also great communication.
Oh yeah.
We communicate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And we don't hold grudges.
No, definitely
either.
not. Nope.
And we also listen. So, you know, I mean, if there's a time where we can see that the other person is getting frustrated with like maybe whatever task they have going on, then we're able to like back off, give that person some space to figure out like what they're dealing with, and then also listen and hear them out. Like, okay, you know, the person can say how they're feeling, the other person listens and receives it, and then the other person will also ask, what can I do to help you right now? I mean, I can think of so many times where I've been overwhelmed with just having a lot on my plate and a lot going on, and he does too, but before he walks out the door to go handle what he's doing, he'll turn around and ask me, is there anything that you need me to do? Is there anything I can help you with before I go and do X, Y, Z? And that's just, it's thoughtful, and it's putting, you know, it's taking into consideration the other person's feelings and needs. So yeah, I mean, communication, listening, respect for the other person, having fun together, and also being a team. And we're 100% a team on absolutely everything that we do.
Yeah, we're connected at the hip these days. So.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing, if there's something tough that we know the other person's about to have to go out and do, we're both out there together. And I could think of specific instances like last winter before we had gotten our heat situation under control, and we like the furnace in our camper doesn't work, and last winter was quite cold for us.
Yeah.
We didn't really know what we were expecting or heading into, and so we had some extremely cold nights, and we were trying to heat the camper off of electric heat, like space heaters.
It didn't work out very well.
It didn't work, plus we were relying on the generator at that point because we didn't have
we had nothing. We just moved here.
Yes, we didn't have the solar set up or any of that. So there were so many times where it was extremely, like we get crazy high winds up here. So we would have crazy high winds, or it was cold and it was like pouring rain, or we would have like ice or snow coming down, and the generator would go out. It was always at night, like 10 or 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And we had no choice but to go out there. But it wasn't like just sending Josh out the door to go, you know, go figure out the situation, go unplug this, move this around.
I need somebody to hold my flashlight for me, you know?
So that's what it is, right? But we're a team. Like, you're never going to find one of us going through something tough where the other person isn't by that side.
Yep. Work together.
Yeah. Okay, next question.
What do you got?
Oh, well, this kind of goes along with that, too. Do you fight? We get asked this all the time in the questions, and I think it's a completely reasonable question to ask. Hold on. We have a kid break. Okay.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so we were talking about, do you fight? And I mentioned that this is a completely reasonable question because people are going to be curious about this.
Yep.
And
we don't
get asked all the time.
We really don't. Like we said, communication's key. That's it goes back. It just goes hand in hand with everything that we just talked about. We just get along very well, and that doesn't mean that we are perfect or we don't have like disagreements on stuff, but we know how to talk about them and kind of like hear what the other person's side is, and we're also not afraid to be like, oh, okay, you're making sense. I understand what you're saying. Yeah. So no, and we don't have big fights, big knockdown, drag out fights, anything. If we did, I'd win.
And there's only, to be honest, like all those big topics that people are always like, you should try and find somebody that you agree with on all these big topics. We agree on those big, huge topics.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware.
That's a good too. We are fortunate enough basically see eye to eye on
a lot of things.
Yes, though I would say there's only a couple of things that we don't see eye to eye on, and that would be whether or not Red Lobster is a good restaurant.
It's delicious.
It's not. How we would spend the money if in some crazy instance that we were going to win the lottery.
Yeah, she wants to buy Ferraris, Lamborghinis,
that is
all that
not
stuff.
True.
Lavish vacation, she wants it all.
Not true. One of us would go out and buy a whole bunch of ridiculous stuff, and the other one would probably give a lot of it away.
Whatever. Next question. Come on.
Okay. The third thing. What else do we not agree on?
I don't know. Not much.
Yeah.
Music.
Well, we agree on a lot of types of music, and we don't agree on some. I mean, there's some that we do and some that we don't.
Yeah. But
none of that stuff's anything that we would argue over.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I mean, we're also not very petty.
No, we're not.
And we also don't get offended easily, which is
we
why we
don't.
can joke and play with each other like that. You
Don't
know?
bring your feelings to work.
Okay, so you're both so busy. How do you keep going, maintaining energy, and do you fear burnout?
Used to have a massive energy drink problem. That's going with now. Coffee in the morning is all we need, but you get burnt out. Everybody gets a little bit burnt out. If you're working 5, 6, 7 days a week, you got to take a break. You know?
Yeah.
When we start working like that, and we're getting tired, nothing's going good, we take a break. You got to do it for your own sanity, right?
Yeah. We pay attention to how we're feeling, and if if we need an evening off, we take an evening off.
Take a break.
And maybe we'll take the next day off, and we'll do something fun. I mean, we're not hooked into like cable TV, but we do have a TV in the RV, so we can do family movie nights.
Yeah.
And we'll do that if we take a night off. We love to go riding around the trails in our woods on the buggy.
Yep.
Just anything to just kind of take a break. We're also very like self-motivated.
Yes, we are.
We don't wait for motivation to come. We know what needs to be done, and we go out and we do it.
But once we take a break for a day or two, I mean, we're itching to get back on the grind and keep on getting it.
Because we're just very active people. We're not ones to really just sit around. I mean, we get antsy and like bored.
Yeah.
After a while.
Yes.
So so we take breaks when we need to take breaks. I mean, it's important to do that.
Yes. What's you got?
Just don't take long breaks. You know what I mean? You also have to like push yourself. You know, you have to know when you really need a break, and you also have to know when you're just kind of being a wuss and you need to toughen it up and get done what needs to get done.
Yeah. Yep.
Home insurance.
Yeah, so our house is insured. It's under construction insurance. So it's covered for, I guess, flood and fire damage.
Mm-hmm.
So if something happens, maybe something catches on fire, we're working on it, they will pay for it, but it's not like an owner-occupied insurance for a house like that, just while it's under construction. So once we get it completed, we are moved in, we're going to have to upgrade it to, I guess, standard homeowners insurance.
Yes, codes and inspections.
Yeah, you got to build the code. Electrical needs to be done the code. Everything should be built properly. But the county that we live in, the only inspection you have out here is septic system only.
Yes.
We had the inspector come out. We didn't install the septic, somebody else did. Mm-hmm. Got inspected, and that's it. You're required to pull a building permit.
Yes.
But there's 0 inspections.
Yes.
So no final inspection whatsoever.
Yes. And no inspections obviously during the whole process.
Yep.
Other than that, the septic, once it was installed, it had to get inspected. We also, in addition to a building permit, we had to get a permit for the well and a permit for the septic.
Yeah, but there's no inspection on the well though either.
No. Mm-mm.
So I'm not sure if it's going to stay that way in this county or not. I know in the next county over, a few years back, it was the same way as this county, but they recently changed it, so everything's 100% inspected that way.
Yes.
So, but what they did do, they actually directed us to somebody who's out of state to come and inspect if we feel we want them to.
Yes.
So they had nobody local here to do anything.
Yeah. And with that said, I mean, we are obviously doing our due diligence. We do our research, and we're building the home as best to code as we can, because there is a reason for.
Yeah, you need to build things up to par.
Yeah. Okay. How has the process been mentally and physically? How have we changed, I guess, or like how has it been?
I usually don't get mentally worn down. I don't.
No.
Physically worn down, I do. I mean, I'm getting older. It feels like my back always hurts.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, do you feel worn down? I really don't.
Not physically, no. But we're both used to being very active, and we were always active and working outside and doing stuff, back at our previous property.
Yeah.
I would say mentally that I can get overwhelmed with the whole process. I mean, you really, when you're doing this, you have to kind of like bite it off in chunks, because if you look at the whole thing of what has to get done, it can be really overwhelming.
Yeah, you have to go piece by piece, and it's like, I'm an electrician, commercial electrician. So looking at a building getting built, you don't look at the entire picture. You have to go chunk by chunk as the building progresses. So that's what we're doing. I guess, I've never built a house. I'm just an electrician doing jobs like that. So.
And I would say for me, I could feel like I'm juggling a lot of the time, which contributes to being overwhelmed occasionally. But we're both also like, we'll recognize like how we feel, and we'll like talk about it and whatnot and acknowledge it, but then we just kind of move on from it, and we take care of it. So it's not like, if we get to the point of feeling overwhelmed, we talk about it. We talk about like what the solution is, or like he'll help bring me back down to reality of like, okay, well, this is what the next step is. This is what the next 3 steps are. And then, everything feels better, and we just keep on.
Yeah, but and also we go back to that one question, take a break.
Yeah, take a break.
Take a break, so. Yeah. Hey, the boys are in there, yes. Sweet. Good, next question.
Okay. Okay. So the next question, it's kind of a 2-part. I think we should combine. Both of these are going to go together. So what is your typical schedule like? This specific person has a 3-year-old. They want to homeschool, so she is just curious about what my schedule is like, or what our schedule is like, and that our schedule has actually changed between what it has been this entire time and what it is now. So let's combine that with the next question, which is pretty exciting, and that is, are you still working as an electrician in the city?
No, I'm not. I recently left my job. We don't have much for bills around here. We're on a farm. We're building the house. I guess we're making income on YouTube.
Yes.
So we decided to call it quits. Live the life we want to live, and farm and build our house and build the property.
Yes, we're at the point now with spring and everything gearing up on the farm that I really could use him being home to help me with this, because we're having like massive expansion on the farm, which, okay, so before we get to the schedule, I'm getting sloppy here and trying to organize all these, but we might as well dive into then what the plans are for the farm, because this has been the ultimate goal the entire time, was to move out here and get the house to a point where we're pretty much ready to move in to this section out of the camper, and then start basing like everything on the farm, and having that be our full-time job. I mean, that's our plan long term, has been to get him out of the city. He's been commuting like 2 hours
each way
to and from work, and working all day, and then coming home and building the house. He's given an incredible sacrifice to our family to make this happen. We knew that we were going to need his income in addition to our savings in order to get the house to this point. And now we're about ready to move in, and it's time to focus on the farm business and really get that thing going. Yeah,
so what we're doing on the farm is we do meat birds. We've been raising meat birds for a number of years now, so we're going to expand that, doing pasture raised poultry, and also we're going to do forest raised pork too.
Yes.
So we have we're going to get a lot of hogs ready and getting those guys out in the forest.
Yes, and getting the chickens out on pasture. Our meat birds, we have them arriving really soon. So we're starting to raise those in large numbers, and we're going to, also continue. I make goat's milk soap. I have not been making that in large quantities to sell at the time, because we're in the camper. I really don't have enough space to make it or store it at this point. But now that we're almost in the house, that's going to expand. So that's going to be another product in addition to like eggs and whatnot. And, for now, we're going to be doing meetups in different areas, like both in West Virginia where we're at, and in Virginia, because we have a lot of our friends and family and like good customer base out that way. So we're planning on just people are going to be able to like order, and then we can go meet them in our different meetup locations that are relatively local to us. So that has always been the plan. The plan has been to come out here debt-free, remain debt-free, build the house ourselves, and grow the farm, expand the farm, and have that be like our big focus as a source of income.
Our main income is a live off of farm income.
Yes. So that's where we headed. Okay, so then let's go back now.
Yeah, we're all over the place.
I know, I apologize. That was like, those three questions all kind of go together.
Yeah, they do.
So the typical schedule, so that has obviously changed. My schedule prior to Josh being home, well, I guess it's kind of the same. It's just that you're here and like we divvy up the work more. And he's now, the cool thing is he's a huge part of like any homeschooling that we do. Like the kids have their dad involved because he's here and he can teach things.
I'm better at math than she is.
Absolutely. And
absolutely correct.
Not only that,
my English ain't up to par, but whatever.
As you say that with A's in there. Perfect example.
Yes.
But also other things like you know, with under parental guidance, of course. Like Josh can be out there. The kids got flint rocks. He's been working with them on how to start their own fires. Anything with building, the kids got their own tool sets. And like, you know, he's just there to answer all kinds of great questions and stuff for them. So he's been awesome with that. So, you know, also another thing that's changed our schedule has been having a washer and a dryer here. Oof. Huge game changer. I previously was, you know, wake up really early in the morning. One of our boys likes to start homeschool at like 5 in the morning. He likes to knock that thing out quick in the morning. Homeschool is not like public school where it takes all day long. Like they have their set work, they accomplish it, and then they can move on with their day, which is awesome. So homeschool first thing in the morning. One would start earlier than the other one, and then we would overlap like common subjects and whatnot. Go out and take care of all of the farm chores. The kids are free to play, do whatever they want to do, and I would take care of any household stuff that's going on, like the cleaning. The kids and I would go to town running errands, which include laundry. I mean, back then I was trying to make one trip to town in one day, so it was all of the laundry, all of the grocery shopping, filling up propane, coming home, unloading all of that, getting everything cooked for dinner so that once he got home from work, we were able to eat and immediately get started on the house. We would build until late in the evening, go to bed, and start it all over the next day. So it's been crazy. Like it's been nonstop. It's been
nonstop for 2 years.
Yes. So now he's home. That's changed. It's kind of like it's lightened the load for both of us because, you know, we're sharing in a lot of tasks. Plus we got, you know, the washer and dryer, which cut down on
drive time and waiting time.
Yes. So huge. But as you know, and I think she mentioned this in her comment, every day's not routine with homeschool. You know, those days are, you never know like what's going to happen. And a lot of times you're going to co-ops for homeschool or homeschool field trips or play dates for the kids, any of that kind of stuff. And she has a 3-year-old, like, you know, that's a lot of play-based learning at that age. So it's just different.
So what you're saying is kids that go to co-ops, so they're socialized, right?
Yes, that's a myth.
I know. I get it. I know
that not everybody, like we weren't, you know, as I said before, we were public school kids, so it's a reasonable question. People don't know, but yeah, I mean, you know, you see other people, don't you? You're basically homeschooled now, right?
I got some getting schooled to being a farmhand.
That's true. That's right. I got to teach them the ropes these days, you know. Okay, so what do the kids do while we work?
All right, so it's Carter and Haiti. Carter's 10, Hayes 9. They're old enough, so they're in and out. They're playing. They're going around the farm, doing what they do. The baby is pretty much with us nonstop. She has her own little playroom inside the house. It's sectioned off, so she's in the house while we're working. So she's always with us.
Yes, and she's not really a baby. I mean, she's 3.
Yeah, I keep calling her baby, don't I?
I know. She is the baby of the family.
Yeah.
So real quick with Carter and Haiti, they're old enough and responsible enough to be out doing those kinds of things, and we obviously have set rules for them and like guidelines. They also carry walkie-talkies. We have a 4-pack of walkie-talkies. They're always as a pair, but regardless, we still have a 4-pack, so we're able to stay in communication with them.
Yep.
Ellie obviously is not old enough to do that kind of stuff, so she's always with us. And before she had this playroom, we would always have, you know, designated areas that were close to us, but where she was safe and could be occupied playing, and she's good at occupying herself.
Yeah, and we're not hover parents. We're not.
We
didn't grow up that way. Yeah. Most people didn't, so there's no reason to do it now.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. Well, what's the ratio of the woods that we have to tillable land?
We have 13 acres of pasture, and we have 60 acres of forest.
Yes.
All hardwoods. So.
Yep.
And it's nice too.
Yeah.
But you want to go on that?
No, go ahead.
No?
You got anything else to say on it?
I don't.
Okay. Having pasture was a huge bonus. I guess I'll say that. When we found this, because of how quickly we wanted to get the farm business going, and how we want to run our animals by rotating them.
We even talked about buying land that didn't have it just so we can clear it and do it. But
yes.
we just happened to stumble upon this place and we grabbed it up as quickly as we could.
Yep. Who does the filming while you both work, and who does the editing?
Aaron does.
I do. And
does it all.
I'm a work in progress.
Do a great job.
Well, thank you. I didn't have any experience with cameras like photography or videography prior.
Yeah, so if you guys go back and look at the old original videos, I mean, she's come a long way.
They were awful. I don't recommend. Don't listen to him. Don't go back and look at them. But at the time, I mean, we weren't planning on doing YouTube at all. So we didn't have camera equipment when we came out here. We came out here with a burner phone, which, you know, was for communication, obviously. And we had friends and family that wanted to see what was going on and what we were doing. So we made videos and we posted it. And at the time, and maybe it was just us being naive about YouTube, but you don't really think that you're going to put a video out there and anybody's actually going to like come across it or anything's going to happen out of it. So, you know, we were that like 16 subscriber channel that was friends and family, and then, you know, somebody from Montana or Maine or whatever happens to stumble across our stuff, and it was like, oh wow, okay, so somebody's watching it, and it grew from there. And we realized that, you know, if people were interested, we needed to show it in a better way because it was junk. So we got a camera, you know, and that camera was not a camera for filming. It was, we didn't know. I mean, we don't know anything about cameras, so
still don't.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a camera that was more for photography than like videos. Yeah. And then you know, we just continued to learn and whatnot, and I'm still learning. And the neat thing is that I found something that I actually really enjoy, because I had no idea that I was gonna be into it. But I'm happy to have all this stuff recorded for us.
It's a new skill that you acquired, and do a great job.
And it's fun, and I enjoy being able to look back and seeing all these things that, like, I just film what I think of as beautiful. So if that's like, you know, how the sky looks or the clouds or just the shape of our sheep's face or Ellie playing in the mud or the boys resting, like any of that kind of stuff, it's gonna be cool to have those memories down the line. Okay. Oh, okay. So why not just like finish the kitchen and move in?
Well, the reason behind that is we don't want to move into a house that's not done, and actually live in it while we're working it. With all 3 kids in there, it'll just be a complete pain. It'll take longer, and it'll be a complete mess. Yeah. Non-stop.
Yes, we're looking to just reach the long-term goal.
Yeah, we're not in for instant gratification at all.
Yes, and any of you that have done like a home renovation in the home that you're living in, I'm sure that you guys can relate to it. I mean, we put down wood floors and our previous home, and we were moving everything around. Plus we had the kids. I mean, you know, we've waited so long, and this has been such a big dream. We just want the house to be right when we move in, and we're close, you know.
Yeah, and the camper is not that bad. It's not fun, but I mean, we can struggle for a few more months before we get that house done. We're in that house and it's done, so we can live in that house like normal people, right?
Yes, it's going to be so much more rewarding to move in and be like, it's done. You know, we don't like, oh, we still got to finish up the trim or anything.
Finish this, that, or the other, whatever.
And we want it to be pretty. I mean, we didn't come out here to just slap a house together. You know, like we're building something that we love.
Yep, so, that we want to live in forever.
So we're going to take our time, and we're close at this point.
Really close.
Yeah. Okay, so well, when do you anticipate being able to move in?
It's always 2 to 3 months, always, but probably late spring, I think. Late spring we'll be in there. Yeah. There's not that much left.
We're on to the finishing touches, so we're really in the home stretch. Yep. There. What's it been like living in a RV as a family of 5?
It's not bad. I mean, I get along with all of them.
Yeah, we're very close knit, so we do love being together. Anyways,
I wish there was more space for storage and just stuff like that, but I mean, it's fine.
Yeah,
nobody's fighting in there.
No, it's not the most comfortable. Like the beds aren't the most comfortable. You know, the shower, the hot water in there runs out really quick, so you're not taking like luxurious showers at the end of a long like cold day or anything. There's not much space, like there's not much counter space. All those, I mean, you guys already know the answers to that just by looking at what the inside of it looks like. However, it's a roof over our head, we're warm, we're able to take a shower, and it's temporary.
It's temporary.
And it's a means to
an end.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're, you know, it is what it is, and in the end, it was worth it for us to do that. How do you manage water runoff from the roof?
Right
or how
now,
do you plan on managing it, I guess?
Right now we're not. Eventually we'll have gutters on the house, and it's going to get piped down to a holding tank, and we use that water. We're not planning on drinking it. We have a well, so we use that water for watering livestock.
Yes. Oh, and with that, another question we get a lot is if we're going to close in the bottom of the house. And we are eventually.
Yeah.
We're just not there yet. We haven't insulated or anything under there, and
but
that's just not priority
and
right
we'll
now.
do that after we move in.
Yes.
I mean, that's not going to stop us from moving in.
Right. Nor is like there's other things that we're not going to do ahead of time, like building the deck off the front, doing the front entrance on the front door right there. All that stuff is just later on. What are your plans for phase 2 of the house? So I'm not sure. The reason I included this, I think we might have answered it in our last Q&A, but I'm not sure, and I don't know what it was back then. I don't remember what our answer was. So
if you see the, I don't know if you can't tell, you can't see it in the camera, but the back side of the house, we're actually going to build onto that. It's going to be the entire bedroom wing. So right now, all it is a bathroom, a loft, a kitchen, and the great room. And also, I guess that's a back room.
I don't know.
Back room where the laundry room's going to be at. We're actually going to live in the laundry room right now. The boys go up in the loft.
Yeah.
And but once we get the back house going, it's going to be the entire bedroom wing. We have, I think, what, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, right?
Yes, and that was the plan to build this in 2 phases has been the plan the entire time.
Yep.
We felt like this was something that we could go ahead and bite off and get done as quickly as possible. Like we'd be a long ways off. I mean, can you guys imagine if we still had that much more house?
The goal is to get out of the camper into this portion of the house and then start the back side of the house and get going on that.
Yes. Okay. So are you going to sell the camper when you move in, or
Erin's
keep it?
going to blow it up, as she told you guys in the last video.
It was a joke. It was more of just a testament to the fact that we are certainly ready to be out of there. You know what I mean? Like we're done.
Really?
Living in there. I mean, you want to stay in it? I'm so done that I won't even travel in it. I know some of you suggested keeping it for travel, and I get it. It makes sense, but no, I don't want to travel in it.
Now put it on Craigslist for probably half the price and get rid of it.
Yes, and then we'll put that money back into the house. Okay. Yep. We're getting close to the end. What oh, actually this might be the last one. What are your plans for the channel once the house is built?
We have nothing but projects. So we're going to be building a full-fledged farm. We have a workshop going in. We have another barn for the animals, like stalls and all that good stuff. Right now we have a hay barn. We're going to put that to be in back as a hay barn.
Yes.
We have a solar kiln we're going to get built. We have sawmill coming. We have tons and tons of projects. Like we said, we're trying to build a full-fledged self-sufficient farm is our plan.
Yes, so this is, like, we came out here, there was nothing here other than that hay barn and the pasture. Correct. So we're starting the farm and the homestead from scratch, and it's just going to grow from there. We like projects. We've always been
That's why we moved so
way.
much.
Yes.
Like I've moved Erin out of a few houses. Like we buy them, I'll renovate them, and then once it's done, I'm out of projects. I put it for sale, make some money, do it again.
He gets antsy as soon as there's not like a project for him to do. He's antsy and ready to go. So that's a nice thing. Like we have endless projects that we can work on there, and we plan to just continue at this point, like sharing that with you guys and you know, making videos on it, as long as like our standard for videos is that it needs to have some sort of value for you guys. We're not gonna waste your time. So if we are either like answering questions or we have some sort of progress that we can show you, then we'll post those videos.
Yeah. What else you got? Is that it?
That's it.
Are you sure?
Yep, that's it. That's all I got. If you guys, like Josh said in the beginning, we do plan on being more intentional about making these kinds of videos here and there and answering your guys' questions. We don't have internet capable of live streaming at this point. If we do, then we'll go live, but for now this is the best way for us to answer these questions.
Yeah, and if you have more questions, leave them in the comment section.
Yeah, and I was also thinking, I'm not sure, like sometimes it's hard for me to find questions, like unless it was specifically under this video, but maybe I can make another post. Like a lot of these questions came from Facebook and Instagram when we posted a while back asking if you guys had questions. So I'll try to do that again, and you know, if you keep your eye out for those posts, if you're subscribed, it'll pop up in the community tab area. So I guess that's it, right? You got? Are there any other questions that you can think of?
The solar. We didn't go over solar, did we?
I don't know. Go ahead, answer solar, because I don't think that we did.
Solar is alive and well.
Yes.
Right?
We're very happy with it.
Yep, so right now it's running all the equipment in the house for building the house, is running the camper, and it's also running the propane dryer and the washing machine.
And our freezer.
And the freezer.
Yes.
So it's doing its job. We've had a few days where we get 3 or 4 days without sun. It starts dwindling down. I do need to buy more batteries over time. They're very expensive, so here in the next year or two we'll buy probably 3 or 4 more hopefully. But yeah, it's doing well. I mean, it's actually it's working for our needs, definitely so.
It is, and we are, part of having solar is just being mindful of what you're using. I mentioned in like the last video that I use the Instapot a lot, so I'll try to run that during the day, you know, when we've got the sun beaming down. But yeah, I mean, we're just aware of what we're using, and so far it's worked out well for us, and you know, we'll of course keep you updated. Yeah,
when we sized it, we sized the system and the panels correctly for what we want. The biggest, I guess, the biggest price and the biggest issue for us is the batteries to hold a few extra days of storage.
Yeah.
That's what the main thing where we're lacking at right there, the batteries.
Yes.
We need more batteries.
Right, and we knew that. We knew that that was something, that's the most expensive part.
Yes.
So that's something that we're just going to add on to, you know, as funds allow and as we go along. For now, were we to need it, we have generator backup.
Yeah, so if we've got a few days of low light, generator charges batteries up, no issues. So, but like I said, the inverter and the panels are the right size. I just need more batteries.
Yep.
But now it's doing well.
Okay. Anything else?
I don't think so. I think that's it, right?
I think so.
All right.
All right, cool.
Yep.
Well, thanks for watching, guys.
Yep.
We hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, leave them for us. We'll answer them on the next one.
Yep, thanks guys. We'll see ya.
See ya.
You didn't record any of that.
That would have been awful. I already thought it. I glanced at the camera one time and I was like, oh my gosh, what if it's not recording?